Everyone is going nuts over how Anita harassed Sargon of Akkad at VidCon 2017, but as it turns out, Anita said some pretty interesting things about harassment at VidCon 2016.
Breaking the law is saying, like an actual threat is, I'm going to kill you. Someone should kill you is not breaking the law, but it's still harassment, right? Yeah. And so like that's the stuff that is the most common and most frequent. So when we talk, we can't define online harassment based on what is legal currently.
Yeah.
Right, because if you did, then you wouldn't be able to accuse Sargon of harassment, or any of the other popular anti-feminists on YouTube.
Because the problem is that you make a video on YouTube, and it's not harassment, it's just, this is my opinion about how this bitch is horrible, and how her ideas are bad.
Well, that's rather honest of you, Anita. You say they call you the B word and criticize your ideas, but that's still not harassment.
And it's not harassment, it's just, this is my opinion about how this bitch is horrible, and how her ideas are bad.
It's like you changed your mind from what you said in 2015 when you were speaking at the UN.
To recognize that harassment is, as someone had mentioned, it's not just what is legal and illegal, right? Harassment is threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck, you know, making all of these hate videos to attack us on a regular basis, and the mobs that come from those hate videos, etc.
You said if people called you a liar or said you sucked, then they were harassing you. But less than 1 year later, we have you on record saying that even videos that call you the B word aren't in and of themselves harassment. It's like you're exonerating your critics with your own words.
And so what happens is that maybe the content, like the actual words in the video, are not necessarily inciting harassment, but...
Whoa, what did you just say?
The actual words in the video are not necessarily inciting harassment, but...
The actual words in the video are not necessarily inciting harassment. Okay, go on.
But they know that they have followers that are then going to come after me on all of my networks because of that video.
Really? He knows that? Let's take a look at one of Sargon's videos about you.
Online attackers published her social security number, her home address.
I have left a link to the FBI's cybercrime division. Please contact them. Please find the people responsible. I don't want Anita Sarkeesian getting death or rape threats either. Contact them so the individuals can be caught, they can be brought to justice, and we can all get on with our lives.
How could Sargon directly state that he wants the people who harassed you to be caught by the FBI, and yet still, quote-unquote, know his followers will harass you because of his video? How could he possibly know that? The words in his video discourage harassment. They don't just not incite it, they literally discourage it. Is that one of his garbage human moments, Anita? That bit just didn't make any sense, but now let the record stand. You admit that your critics aren't harassing you even if they call you names in their videos. You admit that your critics aren't harassing you even if they criticize your ideas. You admit that your critics aren't harassing you in the legal definition of the word, and you even admit that your critics aren't even saying words in their videos to incite harassment in other people.
We've done a lot of research on this, and as it turns out, words actually have meanings. Weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird. Words do have meanings, and you just exonerated your critics with your own words. I know you didn't intend to do so. This was in your home court, Sargon wasn't there, and the conference didn't record it, and only one of your fans had a camera going at the time. I imagine you felt more comfortable than usual, so you were more level-headed, so you qualified what you meant when you talk about your critics, in a way that you don't do in any other context. You didn't expect your critics to find these statements of yours. And you know what? I have to admit, you were 100% right. If we had listened, we would have caught these statements long ago. In fact, we would have caught you validating your critics another way.
For me, the big picture has always been cultural change, and pop culture was just a vehicle and a medium to which cultural change can happen or can be influenced by. So it's not actually about video games.
It's not actually about video games.
So it's not actually about video games. But it's about video games, right?
You said essentially the same thing in a Mashable interview this past April, and a lot of people globbed onto it. I'm 90% sure that included Sargon himself, but I couldn't find the video in which he did. But the point is, it confirmed what your critics had been saying all along. You don't care about video games. Talking about video games was just a mechanism of advancing feminism and social justice. We all thought you had only said this in that interview, but had we been listening, we would have talked about it months before this interview took place, and we didn't. You successfully flew under our radar. Until now, of course. I wonder what the founders of VidCon will think about this. When they see what you said at their own conference a year before, and then consider what you told them this year about what a bad man Sargon is. I don't know, but what I do know is that other people were watching your behavior this past weekend, and if enough of them start talking to Hank Green, odds are you're not going to be welcome back. For my fans watching, if you want to know what I mean, you need to watch Sargon's video that he uploaded literally just yesterday on the whole VidCon 2017 incident. It's one of the best videos he has ever made. You really haven't seen anything yet. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it's true, so go watch Sargon's video. Thank you for watching mine, and like always, I can't wait to see you again on the Prince Asbel channel.